The Pokemon games to start it all. Pokemon Red and Blue. I am going to be hardcore nuzlocking Pokemon Blue and let's see how it goes. I name myself random and my rival not sub because if you are not subscribed you are my enemy. I'm not going to go over story as much, so if you are looking for a refresher on the story, check out this video as I play through Pokemon Red, link in the description. I picked Bulbasaur as my starter. Pretty self-explanatory really. Bulbasaur simply matches up really well in Kanto. The naming scheme for this run is going to be the animal the Pokemon is based on, so Bulbasaur will be named Frog. My rival is defeated after a few tackles, and after getting Pokeballs, the Nuzlocke has officially begun. Making my way to Pewter City, I catch a bird, the Pidgey, in Route 1, Baragon, the Nidoran male, in Route 22, which is a 5% encounter by the way, Baragon being the fictional creature Nidoking was based on. I killed my Route 2 encounter Rattata due to a critical hit, and caught Butterfly the Metapod in Viridian Forest. Now it's time for the optional battle against Blue outside the Pokemon League. Nope, we are not doing that. This battle happens to be optional, and since I have no need to risk my Pokemon, I just omit the battle. I got my Pokemon to the level cap where Metapod evolved into a Butterfree. I head to Bearded Gym knowing it was going to be absolutely free. Bulbasaur defeats both Geodude and Onix with a Vine Whip. With the battle over so quickly, Brock was forced to hand over the Boulder Badge. East of Pewter lie a bunch of trainers whose experience helped Bulbasaur evolve into a Ivysaur. I missed my Route 3 encounter because I accidentally ran away from it, but did manage to find a Zubat and Mount Moon and catch it. I did redeem myself, as in Route 4 I did catch the Spearow that I missed earlier. By the time I made it to Cerulean, Pidgey evolved into Pidgeotto while Nidoran evolved into Nidorino. I battled Blue again in front of the Nugget Bridge and it goes really bad. For him. Nidorino takes out his lead Pidgeotto as my very own Pidgeotto single-handedly sweeps the rest of his team. I make it past Nugget Bridge and get to Route 25 to get my encounter there, and I was ecstatic with my encounter. Abra! Psychic type in Gen 1, we are winning this Nuzlocke. I named it Mon of Spoon because it's going to be OP, and Superman is also OP. And Superman is nicknamed Man of Steel, and since Alakazam is a Pokemon and spoons are made of steel, I named it Mon of Spoon. Some of my best work. I get the SSN ticket from Bill and head back to Cerulean to challenge Misty to a fight. Right before Misty, I get my team to the level cap, which causes Abra to evolve into a Kadabra. I take on Misty as she leads with a Staryu. She is put in a disadvantage due to my very own lead Ivysaur. With a few Vine Whips, Staryu goes down. Up next, her ace Starmie. Starmie is able to tank Vine Whip a lot better, so I go for a Leech Seed. With the combination of Vine Whip damage and Leech Seed healing, Starmie goes down with no issue. The Cascade Badge has been secured. Next up is Vermilion City, which houses the Electric Gym. I make a contextually strange decision to add a Spearow to the team before the Electric Gym, but I was rather confident about beating Surge anyways, so it didn't occur to me when I was playing. Spearow, who I named Kuwait, because in the Johto games you get a gift Spearow named Kenya, which is a country in Africa. Therefore, I named it Kuwait because it is also a country in Africa that starts with the letter K. Getting it on par with the rest of the team meant that it evolved into a Fearow. Don't worry about the Fearow though, as I add a Diglett from Diglett's Cave to the team, naming it Molds. Before we get to Surge, we have to get the HM cut, and to do that I need to go in the SSN with the ticket Bill gave me. Before I reach the captain, Blue challenges me once again. I lead with my Fearow and take out his whole team, barring Charmeleon, which was handled by Diglett. As I head in the gym, I have got to complain. I will mention this in every Kanto playthrough because this gym puzzle is so stupid. With that out of the way, time to fight Lieutenant Surge. I lead with his Diglett and well, coupled with its sheer speed alongside super effective dig damage, I won this fight basically for free. I got the Thunderbolt TM, which is going to be crucial for my final team plans. Heading east of Cerulean, I make it through to Rock Tunnel to get to Lavender Town, the home of the Pokemon Tower. I head in to find Blue and make a U-turn immediately. Right now I can battle a gym leader first to advance my level cap so I can come back and steamroll this fight. Hopefully. I reach Celadon where a few notable things take place. Before dealing with Team Rocket, I go behind the Celadon department store to get an Eevee which I named Adapter. This Eevee is super important because it's pretty much my only counter for an issue I face later on. Taking on Rocket Hideout, I made it to Giovanni, and to put it simple, it was a complete breeze. Ivysaur cooked his first two Pokemon while Fearow dealt with his Kangaskhan. With Giovanni retreating, I was able to get the Silph Scope. My next test was Erica, the Celadon gym leader. While battling her gym trainers, Diglett multiplies itself to form that trio. Fiero would instill fear on his foes as when I battled Erica, her plans got pegged on and defeated. Give me that gym badge. I head back to Lavender where I have to fight my rival, and even though my Pokemon were higher level than his Pokemon, tragedy struck. I was really struggling with his Gyarados because of Dragon Rage. I really needed a clean switch, and I realized that was only possible if I let someone go down. That someone was Kadabra. Yes, I know, it's a Psychic type and Psychic types in Gen 1 are really good, but I was really unsure whether the trait evolutions were allowed in Hardcore Nuzlocke. I felt it was in mutual interest that I don't have to think about that dilemma by letting it go. R.I.P. Mono Spoon. I replaced Kadabra with Adapter the Eevee and pretty much did the usual. Save Marowak, save Mr. Fuji, and get the Pokeflute. Yes, I was able to catch the Snorlax, giving me an invaluable Pokemon due to its bulk and sheer attack stat, capable of crippling frail Psychic types. However, I did have to sacrifice Butterfree and Nidorino because it did not want to get in the damn ball. I wasn't two-faced as Nidorino was really being outshined by Dugtrio because it couldn't even learn Dig, and Butterfree was starting to get outmatched at this point in the game. Nevertheless, rest in peace both Baragon and Butterfly. I named the Snorlax Cabagon as I couldn't figure out what animal it was based on, but I did find out it was based on a nickname of Koji Nishino, a programmer at Game Freak. I did some training for the team to get Ivysaur to evolve into Venusaur. I could also now give the Thunderstone from Celadon and Thunderbolt TM to adapt to the Eevee so it could evolve into Jolteon and save me from Gyarados. While raiding Silph Co, I got myself a Lapras which I named Plesiosaur, and hopefully the team doesn't change from here. Venusaur and Lapras completely overpowered Giovanni, and Sabrina on the other hand could not lift a finger to Snorlax as it swept her entire team. Well, it's time for Koga. I decided to do some usual Kanto stuff like getting some HMs. I got Fly, trekked to Fuchsia City, entered the Safari Zone to get the Gold Tooth and the Surf HM, and finally exchanging said Gold Tooth for the Strength HM. Now I'm about to hit you with the most unproblematic issue ever. While making my way to Fuchsia, my Fiero went one level above the level cap. Oh, the misery. Nevertheless, I took on Koga and it was fun. He loved X attacks for some reason and he kept using them on his Pokemon. My Dugtrio could in theory sweep his entire team, but unfortunately for me, after taking down the first Coughing, the following mug hit Dugtrio critically as it went to red and was poisoned. Dugtrio managed to push forward and take down the mug and barely outlived poison damage to take down the second Coughing. His final Pokemon was Weezing and it was looking daunting. Expecting a self-destruct, I switched into Snorlax, but Koga infuriatingly went for an X attack. This meant Snorlax was my best bet at surviving a hit because everyone else would be one-shot. I clicked the move and... Snorlax lived, and I managed to get my 6th gym badge with no casualties whatsoever. That was scintillating. Flying back to Pallet Town, I surfed all the way south to get to Cinnabar Island. There's a few things on the agenda. Number 1, explore the mansion. Number 2, find the key to the gym. Number 3, remind my wonderful viewers at home to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And finally, number 4, challenge the gym. After the incredibly challenging Pokemon questions that I had to endure, it was time for Blaine. And before we begin, you can see my team on the bottom right, and you know this is going to be easy. All I needed was a splash of water to defeat Blaine, and Lapras came through with just that. That's not the most amusing thing that happened though, as once I reached his final team member Arcanine, instead of going for an attack, he decided to use a Super Potion on a fully healthy Arcanine. I looked into the glitch because I was worried I messed up something, but it turns out this is an actual glitch that happens. Well, the more you know about Gen 1. Not like the glitch would have mattered in the battle at all, as Lapras defeated all of Blaine's Pokemon and won me the gym badge. Heading back to Meridian, it was time to fight the Team Rocket boss himself, Giovanni. Well, let's let Lapras figure out how to beat Giovanni as we talk about why you should subscribe to the Random Shanchi channel. I upload weekly videos based on creature catching games, so Pokemon, Lumion Legacy, and a bunch more. I tackle hardcore Nuzlocke or spend 5 hours of my life hunting different colored creatures in a creature capturing game. Make sure to click that subscribe button and like the video as it really helps me out as a content creator and possibly help me pursue this endeavor to greater heights. Well, back to Giovanni, and well, you saw what happened. Wow, thank you for the gym badge, and let's head to the league. Before that was a rival fight. This fight was fairly easy as there was little risk in hard switching my team because his team wasn't fully evolved yet. I just ended up defeating my rival the old-fashioned way by hitting him as hard as I can. Now we can head to the league. Let's navigate the victory road and well, that was quick. Into Indigo Plateau I go. Let's talk about something. I've always been confused about how the level cap works in hardcore Nuzlocks. Do I level up to the champion's highest level Pokemon, or do I have to level up my Pokemon in between each Elite 4 fight, which is something you can't even do in vanilla Pokemon. I searched the internet looking for the most common and acceptable practice, and it seems leveling up to the final Elite 4 member's highest level Pokemon is the definitive suggestion. So I went with that, and I have to be really honest with you guys. These Elite 4 fights were really easy. Lorelei was taken down single-handedly by Jolteon because most of her team were also water type. The only exception being Jinx, which was taken down with 2 hits instead. The exact same thing happened with Bruno, but instead of Jolteon, Venusaur took center stage instead. I led with Venusaur to deal with the Onix, but once I took it down, I decided to see how much damage Razor Leaf would do to Bruno's fighting types. Turns out, thanks to Razor Leaf's high crit chance and Venusaur's decent speed, where in Gen 1 critical hits are dependent on speed, Venusaur was able to take out all of his Pokemon in one hit, barring his Ace Machamp, which took 2 hits instead. Agatha up next, and it was time for Dugtrio to shine. Dugtrio took out the lead Gengar with Earthquake as Golbat comes out. The Golbat confuses me, causing me to hit myself in confusion, but she uses Haze, which cured me of the confusion. Dugtrio took advantage by taking down the Golbat with Slash, and the rest of her team were hit with a devastating Earthquake, knocking them all out. Lastly, Lance, and just like the others, it only took one Pokemon, this time being Lapras. His Gyarados took a couple attacks to take down it. Interestingly enough, it said Lapras' Ice Beam was super effective against Gyarados when that isn't the case. Lapras then went on to either soak its victims with water or freeze them in ice to win me the battle. And now, I'm one battle away from completing another hardcore Nuzlocke challenge, so let's not delay any further and start the fight. My rival leads with Pidgeot as I lead with Jolteon. As I'm completely faster than him, Jolteon takes down Pidgeot with one Thunderbolt. He then sends out his Alakazam. I hard switch into my Snorlax as he sets up Reflect. A couple of body slams manage to cripple Alakazam as my rival brings out Rhydon. I bring out Dugtrio and manage to take down Rhydon with 2 Earthquakes without taking any damage as he didn't go for an attacking move. His Exeggutor comes out as I immediately hard switch into Fiero. I'm able to afford switching because he doesn't have much coverage options to attack my weaknesses. Fiero not only manages to take down Exeggutor but also the following Gyarados. It did take considerable damage in the process, and as a result, I decided to get the best out of Fiero as I possibly could by attacking his final Pokemon Charizard before letting it get taken out by Slash. So I should have probably brought in Lapras to finish the job, but I decided to troll myself by setting up a starter v starter battle because I thought it would be climactic. Venusaur got eviscerated by Charizard, so I just let my starter go down for nothing. That's alright though, because I actually bring in Lapras this time to finish the job and complete the Pokemon Blue Hardcore Nuzlocke. It was an eventful journey to say the least, but now it's time to move on to another Hardcore Nuzlocke challenge. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel as only 2% of my viewers are subscribed, so it would be greatly appreciated if you hit that red button. Comment down below which vanilla Pokemon game I should hardcore Nuzlocke next, and yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.